Hello and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below or jumped onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com and determined that you are a power year number 3 for 2020, then you have come to the right place. Hiya threes. Hey threes, you only have to calculate your power year number once the entire year. Your monthly number changes, and that's where I come in. So for October through 2020, you are a power year number 4. Okay, let's review while I shuffle with our first deck. Let's review what those numbers mean. Now, a power year number 3 is meant to be a light, carefree year, giving you a break to prepare you for your year of 4, which begins in January. That's a getting it done year. But I don't really buy that. I don't really buy that. I think 3 represents drama. So it represents the actors and the performers and the presenters and even the writers out there. It represents communication and it represents the arts, but it can represent drama where you bring drama to a situation or somebody else brings drama into your world. And that's a whole year of that going on. 3 is about criticism and giving it or feeling it. And just throwing it out there for some of you who may wonder why somebody's torso is fuller than somebody else's, or maybe if you're feeling like, why do I have a few pounds on my tummy that I'd like to get off? The chakra that controls criticism, whether it be self or giving it to somebody else, and usually those are going to go hand in hand, is your stomach. And so sometimes people put on weight as a protection. It's a subconscious thing. So we've got this going on, and then we're in the month of 4 for October for you, which is the getting it done. Are we going to commit? Are we going to break up? Are we going to move? Or are we going to stay here? Am I going to do this job or am I going to start a different career? So there's a lot of things that can be smoldering in your cauldron, so to speak, threes, for this month of October. Let's start with looking at those of you who are working. If you're a 3 and you do have a job, what can you expect in this month of October 2020? And I want to remind you, threes, that anything that is said in this reading is for your ears, even if you're landed here and you're not even a 3. So if I read something that makes sense in business, but it totally describes your romantic situation, take it and run. Take the words. They're all for you. So let's take a look at, I've pulled some cards here, and now I'm getting a little nippy because it's just one of those days. We're hot and then we're cold. Okay, just putting my sweater on, that's what you hear. All right, 3. So for those of you who are working right now, there does seem to be a final hump that you need to get over. Now, whether it's according to you, whether it's according to the people you work with or for, or all of you, you've had a good thing going on. Whether you think it or not, or whether you believe it or not, or whether you know it or not, you have a good thing going on. You're perceived well. You've been doing a good job, and now I've got this hump in October that you have to get through. And it looks like a clash. It looks like a clash of some kind. You know, what's happening in the workplace is that, you know, maybe you would like to get back in more often and they don't want you to because of COVID, or vice versa, or there's a change in assignments and now you have to do something and go to a location you never had to before and somebody else got yours. There is a clash, but it is saying to take this year of communication, you've only got it until December, and this month of getting things done, and take the combination and go to the proper people and talk to them about it. The card is here and it's giving you, and you know what? If those people aren't at work, maybe that person is at a different job. Maybe you're thinking of, you know what? I just may send out an application to someplace else, or this other person keeps calling me. This may be the month that you say, let me just talk to them. Let me just talk to them and see what they have to offer. And it is talking to someone who can help you, and that may be HR. It may be a counselor or a therapist to try to understand these wacky times and things that go on, and they come in out of left field, and you're like, look, I've always had a finger on the pulse, but now I feel completely out of control with what's going on in the world, and I need to talk to someone. That is the suggestion for you, is to take care of yourself and talk to the right person, people, department to help you handle this clink, what's the word I'm looking for? This bump in the road at the workplace. Okay, threes. Let's take a look for those of you looking for work. This still may apply to everyone, but I like to divvy it up. Makes it more specific, makes it a little bit more interesting, because these are general readings. So for those of you looking for work, let's take a look. Oh, there's that new relationship coming into being. Very nice. Threes, it looks like you might stumble upon something and not believe it, or think I better not get into the way because I might step on somebody's toes. There's information coming to you from either an unlikely source or sources, and you may not really believe what they're saying. That might be about, like, the thing that you've left behind. You know, maybe for COVID, they let you all go, and you're hearing that they're not going to take you back, or that they are going to take you back, and whatever it is you're hearing, or you've always been interested in this one particular place, and if you could just get one foot in there or get an interview, you know you could make it work, but you know, you're thinking, no, it's not appropriate to walk in and ask because of this COVID thing. I don't know what's right. I don't know. You're misconstruing something, and you're going to miss an opportunity. And it is a potential for, maybe you will do the wrong. Maybe there's 4 things you're thinking of right now. Geez, that describes 4 different things. Well, then maybe there are 1 or 2 that, you know, you don't get a response from someone and you feel lousy about it. Or your friend is interested in the same thing, and you just kind of go and do it and get a good response, and they don't. It means you're in and they're not. There could be some upset, is what I'm trying to spit out here, is that you could upset somebody by taking it upon yourself to go for something, that you had gotten some kind of misinformation or some kind of impression that wasn't correct, and you go ahead and somehow move forward and it falls into your lap, and it may cause some kind of upset. It's a month of getting things done, and sometimes that is beating somebody at a promotion or something along those lines, or just getting that interview and they don't, or it's a little bit farther than what someone wants you to drive, and you say, I don't care. You're the one who cares. I don't care. And there may be a little bit of flack. But it looks to me like you're happy about it, and it's something that you really wanted anyway, and so you may just decide, well, it's worth it. I'll deal with about the flack later. Very interesting, threes, and of course, drama-filled. So let's shuffle and let's take a look at our threes in love. and in relationships. And let's see how you're doing out there, how you're doing with that. Okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Here we go. We have our threes who are in a relationship, and 1 second, threes. Something radical just happened, threes. Ooh. Radical happened again, threes. I'll tell you what it is in one moment. Okay, so what I did is, by mistake, I pulled an extra card out in one area, and by mistake, I pulled an extra card out in another area. So now I have a whole bunch of cards to read for you, three. So the extra card that I pulled out for you in one spot is the Lover's card. So we're talking about our threes who are in relationships, and this 4, which represents your month of October, is about make it or break it. It can be about, am I going to stay in this relationship and make it work, or am I going to move on? I have here, you're moving on. So if it's not quite that dramatic, and you say, well, no, it's not that I want to break up. It's just that I want ... According to these cards, it looks as though you've done your homework, you've had your patience, you're ready to walk from something, you're ready to make some kind of change. There are 2 cards in here that indicate movement. One is leaving a place of security or something that you feel secure with, and it's your choice, so that you may walk away from a relationship, or you may just be walking away from living at home, and you say, home was comfortable with my family, but I want to give it a whirl. I want to go out there and try for my own place. And maybe for some reason, this is some kind of a conflict with your relationship. There's another card here that says, you want to go towards what you consider something new and home. It might be that new job. It might be that new apartment with a friend or whatever. And you're not really sure. You don't have all the answers. Like, you don't know how well it's going to work out. You just know that something's yanking your chain, that you want some kind of change. You want to change it up. You may be thinking about, I don't know if this relationship is for me. And I don't know if I'm going to be sorry if I leave it, or make this new condition, or, ask for this new permission to do something. But I just feel like I have to give it a shot. And I feel like this is the month where you really put it out there, what you're thinking of and what you want from your relationship. And it causes conflict. But you're going to get your answer. You're going to get your answer. You're going to finally, you got one more hump to get over. It's the 9 of Wands card, and it is for the month of October. And that is putting it out there loud and clear, making it clear what you're going to go ahead and do, what you're 90% sure you're thinking of doing. And you're going to get some flack. Oh, yes, you are. But you're going to get over this last hump, and it's going to be much smoother sailing. Now, I know, I'm gathering these cards. I know that this is a general reading. I know that. But tweak it to your situation the best that you can. Just don't change the outcome. That's all you can do in a general reading. Now, I'm shuffling the cards now for our threes who are looking for a relationship. And both of these readings can apply to those of us who are looking for someone from the past to come back. And, I'm just pulling these out. Okay. So, you are at this standstill. That's what the cards are saying. Some of you threes are at a standstill, and you're like, I did what I could, or I'm just waiting for them. And the longer that you don't get involved with your own life, the more you could get or perceive wrong information. So, this is an example, as ludicrous as it may sound. If you send your friend and you say, okay, you work with my old love, can you just drop a hint that I'm free and I'd like to talk to them again, or I miss them, or something like that? Your friend may screw it up. They may never do it. They may do it wrong. And you're sitting there saying, well, geez, I'm waiting and I'm waiting on somebody else, and they're giving me their hemming and their hawing, and they came back and they were like, well, I don't know, I told them and they seemed really excited, or I don't know, I told them, but they didn't say anything. You're basing your whole life on somebody else's perception or somebody else's take, and you're trying to get back to something that you had before, whether it's a person or it's the type of relationship you may have had. Maybe you were together, maybe you were committed and you'd like that again. And there's a link, there's something missing that you're not participating in or doing to get to the type of relationship you want, and you're getting misinformation. And that can also be, the old stalking. Gee, you sent a message and you said, hey, that picture was nice. And then you see that they're talking to somebody else on social media, but they didn't respond to you. You're getting mixed signals, you're getting mixed messages, you're not going directly to the source and taking care of it yourself. And that's what the suggestion is you do. I stopped talking because I don't want to keep going and confuse people more. I think I've touched upon examples that hopefully some of you will be able to say, oh yeah, okay, I see, yeah, where I can apply that. And so I don't want you to feel neglected, that I just pick up and go, okay, we're moving on. Okay, threes. The last part of our segment here is if you would just think about a question, any question you have, and we're going to ask what's the best possible outcome to your question in the month of October. So it's not forever, it's in the month of October. Which direction is it going to go? So just think about any question that you have. And we're going to see oh my goodness, that's the same card we pulled from another deck. That's why I'm saying, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is it's more rocky stuff that you've got going on, threes. And again, I'm in the same position as I had the Temperance card the last time. It's about having patience. It's about, sometimes it's a past life connection or wanting something from the past to evolve again. And you have it in the same position that you had it just a moment ago. And so whatever situation you're asking about, you may want to recapture a joy that you had in the past, a job that you had in the past, a location that you lived that you had in the past, a person that you had in the past. And there's this discontent of waiting, and I feel like you could be saying to yourself, I don't get it. I've got this and this and this, so why isn't this working out? But you're right. You do have this, this, and this. You're absolutely right. And the outcome card is that there's just a bunch of crap to go through until the real deal comes through for you. So try your best to not be so hard on yourself and to understand that everything doesn't come when and where and how we say it and how we feel it would be logical. But you're just antsy this month of October. You want to see results. You want to see it come through, and why isn't it? And what I have is a major arcana card. It's the Star card as your outcome. Now the Star card sounds great, right? In my deck, it's about opening up this box with about 1,000 ugly bugs coming out and hitting you in the face, and you're like, where is this coming from? But you can see through the bugs and see that there's a bigger picture to this long road or this long haul or this crud in the face that you've had to endure. There's a bigger picture than it just working out for you. You've had to go through some various channels perhaps, or some time that hasn't been pleasant, but you have faith that it is going to happen. And that's what I feel is happening for you in this month of 4, that you may have to roll with some punches, but keep on rolling, because the universe is saying to you, yes, you're right, and it should fall into place for you. Thank you, threes. Thanks for joining Gemma's Window. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you'd like to get a hold of me, please jump on to gemmaswindow@gmail.com. Send me any questions that you have, or set up an individual reading. And I'll see you next time, threes. Bye for now.